Howdy everybody, what is going on? It is your boy C4 here, and today, continuing with my fantasy football guruism, I'm bringing you the top 5 fantasy quarterback busts for this upcoming season. I got a couple predictable ones, couple surprising ones. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Without further ado, number 5 on the list is going to be Eli Manning, the quarterback for the New York Giants. Last year, horrendous season, 18 touchdowns, 27 interceptions, under 4,000 total passing yards. Makes an Eagles fan like myself very happy. But I think that is going to be similar. It's going to be a very tough season for the Giants and Eli Manning this upcoming year. The run game's still a little bit suspect. I mean, they brought in Rashad Jennings, and they still have Andre Brown, but really, that's still not, a high caliber offense or high caliber running back game that can really, shoulder the load if Eli Manning's struggling. Their offensive line still has some questions, and look at the wide receiver. They lost to Keem Nicks. Victor Cruz really needs a bounce back year to help Eli Manning. They got Odell Beckham Jr. in the draft. I think they overreached for him. I think someone maybe like Brandon Cooks would have been more sufficient. Odell Beckham Jr. is not a bad wide receiver. He came from LSU. LSU is not known for their offensive players, so I mean, not really a whole lot you can judge him against. I mean, Dwayne Bowe is probably a less good LSU wide receiver, and Dwayne Bowe sucks. So I think Eli Manning, one of those people might be like, oh, they might take him because he's in the NFC East, or maybe expecting a bounce-back year. Stay away from Eli Manning. Number 4, Tom Brady. I'm already, expecting this video to get a fuck ton of dislikes. But face it, Tom Brady, they did not get wide receiver help that he needed. Rob Gronkowski, whole lot of questions over him. He can't stay healthy. No credit to him. No credit to his own. He's getting unbelievably unlucky with the injuries Rob Gronkowski's getting. But they still didn't address the wide receiver position. They brought Brandon LaFell in, who, he's a role player type wide receiver, was pretty decent in Carolina. But other than that, Amendola can't stay healthy. Edelman is a slot receiver at best. Stop trying to make him. You saw it last year. He did put up some pretty good numbers because he's the only guy that could catch the ball. Dobson sucks. Who's the other? Thompson, Kenbrell Tompkins. That was it. Those two guys, obviously, there's a chance that they develop and they get a better rapport with Tom Brady. But from what I've seen from last season, very poor wide receivers. So that means you pretty much got Gronkowski when he's healthy. LaFell and Edelman are role players, and you get Vereen out of the backfield. Not going to be, big stat lines for Tom Brady. I think the Patriots, obviously, they're always going to find a way to win. This is not knocking the Patriots or Tom Brady. Tom Brady's probably the best quarterback of all time, at least in my opinion. And I hate Tom Brady, but I have to suffice to the fact he won the Super Bowl, so he got it done last season. 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, over 4,200 passing yards. But I think it's going to be a tough year. Don't get Tom Brady in fantasy football. He'll win the games for the Patriots, but he's not going to win you any in fantasy. Number 3, Alex Smith, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Captain checkdown. Last season, 23 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, just over 3,000 passing yards. Also got some yards on the ground. I think he had almost 400 total rushing yards. So there's some points there. But Alex Smith is never going to be a viable fantasy quarterback. Maybe a good bye week pickup. But, his wide receivers there. They lost Dexter McCluster, so there's another weapon. Dwayne Bowe is not great. Who else do they have? Donnie Avery, I think. Like, guys like that, they're not going to get done. He gets all his, basically, fantasy points from checking it down to Jamal Charles, which makes Jamal Charles an unbelievably valuable running back, which we'll see in a couple videos down the road. Stay away from Alex Smith. Plus, there's that whole contract thing going on in KC where they're going to keep him, they're not going to keep him, yada, yada, yada. Stay away from Alex Smith. Number 2, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick got an outrageous amount of money from the San Francisco 49ers this offseason. And I think he had like 9 games last year, or not less than 9 games where he threw for over 200 total passing yards. Obviously, he's a weapon on the ground. But last year, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 500 yards rushing, 3,000 yards passing. That is not a fantasy player. That is not a great dual threat player. Not like the number 1 quarterback, which I'll get to. Not like Michael Vick in the past. Stay away from Colin Kaepernick. He has the weapons coming with Crabtree. They got Brandon Lloyd. Stevie Johnson came over from the Bills. Vernon Davis. You got the weapons out of the backfield. But Colin Kaepernick is not an accurate passer at all. He's the most hot and cold quarterback. 1 week he'll get you 45 fantasy points. He'll have 5 games in a row where he gets you like less than 12. So he's a good backup for sure, but do not reach for this guy. I'm not trying to when I talk about these busts, I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying, for regards to fantasy football, stay away from them. They're not safe picks. If you get either one of these quarterbacks that I'm talking about for a backup, just make sure they're not your number 1 options. Stay away from Colin Kaepernick. Number 1, Cam Newton. Cam Newton was pretty much a beast last year. for a lot of people. 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, almost 600 rushing yards, and 3,500 yards throwing the ball through the air. No wide receivers this year. Greg Olsen is the #1 guy you got there. I think they got Jason Avant, rookie Kelvin Benjamin, and, you know, everyone knows the old adage for rookie wide receiver. I think they said like 3 in the last 1,000 or something, a staggering number, have broke 1,000 yards. So don't expect a whole lot out of Kelvin Benjamin, who I personally still think is a project player. Cam Newton is going to have an incredibly tough season this year. Again, high value if you can get him for a backup and he slips, because everyone watched your boy C4's video and staying away. But for a starting quarterback, Cam Newton, do not touch him. No wide receivers. Can't believe that the Carolina Panthers just expect Cam Newton, who's still in the development stages, needs a good core of offensive guys around him. Doesn't have that in Carolina. So stay away from Cam Newton. There you have it, guys. Those are the top 5 quarterback busts for the upcoming fantasy season. As always, make sure you subscribe to Beast Mode TV. Leave a comment in the comment section below with who you think your 5 busts are. You agree or disagree with mine? Let me know. Till next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out.